What's going on, guys? Hunter Lieber here. It is September 21st. It's 4 o'clock. Cole and I just got out. As you guys could see, we just did some tree stand limb cutting. Wanted to put the accessory hooks, the bow hanger, get the last second work done. We only have 10 days to go until season opener here in Southern Ontario. We're getting everything done really late, but we wanted to come in. We are finally getting rain today. It's 4 o'clock right now. Rain is supposed to start at 5 and we are supposed to get dumped on, and thank goodness, because Cole and I busted our butts. We have an overgrown 1/4 acre plot here. Came in, seeded it with brassicas about a month ago, and that was right before a alleged rain. We got maybe 10 seconds of rain, and it has been bone dry ever since. We have been in a severe drought in Southern Ontario this entire year. So we just came back in the other day. We tilled up the ground, sprayed off a little bit more of the weeds, and we've got a really cool shape to this plot. We've got a deer feeder out just to kind of get a little idea as to what's in the area up here. So came out, we did the tree stand work. We're gonna go finish brushing in the tideweed blind, and we are going to get out of here, and hopefully with this big downpour, should cover our scent. We're gonna have to be pretty quiet working on the blind because, again, we're less than 2 weeks away from the big day. So we're gonna try to get in, get out, and show you guys a little bit of the process, and we will see you guys in the stand and the blind here very soon. Stay tuned. Good luck this year. Let's do it. We're on our way to the blind. Checking one of my cameras here, one of my non-cell cameras. This was actually sold by Tideweed, the most underrated camera on the market. 4K video, 60 megapixel photos. This isn't a heavily used trail until the fall. Then it becomes a really good transition area, but I like to keep a camera up on it. We'll get bucks cruising by nonetheless. And I can't believe this, but as I'm saying that, there is a dead buck right there. I see bones and I see an antler sticking up. I just checked this camera maybe a month ago and I didn't even notice that. It's been so dry, everything's dead. So that food plot we were just in, we reseeded with rye, hoping that this rain's gonna germinate it. We had a little bit of brassica still popping up. Some turnips actually look pretty decent, but most of it's just brown. So we'll have to just switch these SD cards out. I'll have to bring out batteries the next time I'm out here, but this camera's running low. I forgot to charge the solar panel last time I checked it. I meant to bring a new one out because that solar panel, I had this running back in Erie for a full year. I kid you not. And I got back to it and the camera was at 60%. The only reason it had stopped, it ran for 13 months. And it only stopped about 3 or 4 weeks prior to me going up to it because the SD card was full. It still had like 60% battery. It's absurd. But again, we got to get in and get out with this blind. Now we have a dead buck. It looks pretty old, so we'll go check him out and then we'll get back to the blind. As you guys can see, just barely had a couple brow tines there. Definitely pretty chalked out, so might be a little bit older. There's obviously no skin, no fur, no anything, but probably a young buck that met an unfortunate fate, unfortunately. All right, guys, we're like maybe 80 to 100 yards away from the blind, if that. As we're walking in, there is a new deer scrape right up here. So, fortunately, I got some extra cameras on me. We're gonna throw it on and hopefully see somebody walking in, trying to leave their mark. Especially with this rain incoming, it might be a perfect time to put a camera up on a scrape. These bucks are guys kind of a general idea, we have obviously some heavy deer trails right behind us. Heavy deer trails that run along the river to the east of us. And then right out in front, we have a really large old apple orchard, a lot of clear shooting lanes, and we have bedding just on the other side of it. So you could tell why we have to be quiet, but again, we're gonna get in, we're gonna rake out inside of the blind, try to give us a nice quiet ground when we're stepping as well, and we're gonna get out of here. So we'll see if we can make quick work of this and get ourselves ready by opening day. One more thing, guys. All y'all know when you're putting blinds up, you're trying to rake everything out after you put the blind up because you were lazy and didn't rake it out prior. Get you a flip panel blind because it's pretty easy to clean everything out. We should have brought the chairs in today too, but we'll just bring that in the first time we hunt. I don't know when we'll hunt this blind, but we have a cell cam up in this area, so it'll be a really good rut spot especially, but just wanted to show you guys that cool feature. You literally flip the blind up, they give you a stake to hold it up, and once you're done with that, you just put the, what I do is put the stake in the middle, so if we get dumped on with snow in late October, November, throughout the rest of the season, it'll keep that panel up. That we spooked a turkey out of a tree and he's talking maybe 50 yards from us right now. But we're gonna get this work done and see what we can do. Let's do it. Alright guys, as you can see, we got the blind brushed in. It's nothing professional, but for 5 minutes of work, it's not too shabby. When it comes to brushing in your blinds, always remember, it's all about breaking up the outline. Now, on the Tideweed blinds, you have a brush line. You have brush loops on the top and on the bottom. You're gonna wanna fill those in, but you're also gonna wanna add depth. This is a really easy tip when it comes to brushing in blinds. As you can see, we have some stuff laid out across the front, about a foot, up to a foot in front of the blind, just to give it a little bit of extra depth, so you're not just a square. It's another reason for breaking out the outline. You don't wanna just be this awkward shape sitting in the middle of the woods. Deer pick up on that really, really easy, especially if they're in the area every day. They look up and see that, they're a little confused. So break up the outlines. Again, we didn't have too much time and we don't have a lot of really brushy material anywhere near us right now, but we made do with what we have, and I think this is more than enough for the time being. So it ain't no pine brushing, but this will get the job done. We got the inside raked out. We hear the thunder and the storm rolling in, so we're gonna boogity on out of here, and hopefully these deer come in here pretty soon. We put a camera on that scrape about 60 to 80-ish yards behind us, and I got a cell cam in the opposite direction, right up against the small bedding area that they've got there. So all the trails in the area, all the deer sign, this place should start heating up, and come October, we may find ourselves sitting in here on a nice frosty morning and getting into them pretty thick. So stay tuned for this season, and we look forward to seeing what it could bring. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.